Today, we're going to talk about something familiar, comforting, and surprisingly complex: the hamburger. What seems like a simple food has a long history shaped by migration, work, risk, and trust. From minced meat and street vendors to food inspections and modern standards, the burger tells a much bigger story about how we eat and why we trust what's on our plate. The hamburger, the making of an American classic. The hamburger is often seen as a purely American creation, yet its origins lie far beyond the United States. Long before burgers appeared at diners and fast food restaurants, minced meat dishes were common across Europe. In the German port city of Hamburg, cooks prepared a seasoned ground beef dish known as Hamburg steak. It was usually cooked, served on a plate, and eaten with a knife and fork. This hearty dish was filling, affordable, and practical, especially for laborers who needed substantial meals instead of refined dining. When German immigrants arrived in the U.S. during the 19th century, they brought this recipe with them, unintentionally introducing the basic concept that would later evolve into the hamburger. Legend has it that the idea of minced meat stretches even further back in time. Popular accounts claim that Mongol horsemen once carried raw meat beneath their saddles while traveling long distances, tenderizing it through pressure and movement. Whether this tale is a historical fact or colorful folklore, it conveys an important theme. Prior to modern kitchens and refrigeration, society searched for ways to make meat easier to store, transport, and consume. Although there is no proven direct link between these nomadic practices and the modern hamburger, the story adds intrigue and highlights humanity's enduring relationship with practical, on-the-go nourishment. In the United States, the Hamburg steak began to transform as cities expanded and daily routines became more fast-paced. Urban workers needed meals that could be eaten quickly, without plates or cutlery. Sometime in the late 1800s, the cooked meat patty met bread, turning a sit-down dish into a handheld food. The result was a true grab-and-go option that fit the increasingly hectic rhythm of city life. Several American towns claim to have created the first hamburger sandwich, and historians still debate who deserves recognition. More important than the exact origin is the motivation behind the change. The hamburger was shaped by mobility, efficiency, and the demands of a rapidly industrializing urban lifestyle. The hamburger was simple enough to spread quickly, but complex enough to require systems capable of solving problems of trust and cleanliness. Despite its convenience, the early hamburger faced a serious obstacle: confidence. Ground beef worried many diners because its quality was difficult to verify. Unlike a steak, it could conceal scraps and imperfections. In an era of limited food regulation, burgers were often linked to street vendors in unsanitary conditions. As a result, the hamburger developed a questionable reputation, even though it was widely eaten as an everyday meal. It was perceived as risky rather than dependable. Over time, however, emerging businesses emphasized consistency, transparency, and hygiene, gradually working to earn trust and reshape public attitudes toward ground meat. As these concerns were slowly addressed, the hamburger became more than a quick bite. It emerged as a cultural symbol with broad mass appeal, reflecting American society itself. The burger absorbed influences from migration, legend, and innovation, while adapting to economic pressure, urban growth, and changing habits. Its success did not rely on a single inventor or moment, but on its ability to evolve alongside the communities that embraced it. Nowadays, when someone eats a hamburger, they are not merely consuming fast food or familiar comfort food. They are experiencing a product shaped by movement, practicality, and the American talent for turning a simple idea into a shared national experience. Before burgers became a symbol of convenience and comfort, they raised serious questions about safety. In fact, concerns about ground meat played an important role in the creation of modern food inspection systems. This next part explains how fear, investigation, and regulation permanently changed the way food earned public trust. Fun fact: how burgers helped create food inspection systems. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, ground beef raised widespread concern because it lacked visibility. Unlike whole cuts, minced meat could hide fillers, scraps, trimmings, gristle, cartilage, and meat from questionable sources, especially in poorly regulated environments. Investigations into urban meatpacking facilities revealed that spoiled meat was sometimes mixed with heavy seasoning to mask odors, making verification of cleanliness difficult. These discoveries led governments to intervene. Inspection began inside slaughterhouses and processing plants, where trained public officials monitored handling conditions and approved products for sale. This shift marked the rise of enforceable food safety laws, replacing informal trust with oversight. As a result, restaurants adopted trust-building mechanisms such as standardized preparation, documented sourcing, and open kitchens that emphasized consistency. Clean kitchens and repeatable procedures became proof of safety, transforming public confidence and permanently changing how food systems earned trust. Nowadays, food inspection is part of everyday life, shaping how people choose, prepare, and trust the meals they consume. So the next time you eat a hamburger, you're not just eating fast food. You're tasting a product shaped by history, public concern, regulation, and earned trust. The burger's journey from uncertainty to confidence reminds us that everyday food often reflects much bigger changes in society.